Back like we never left. Welcome back to Where's My Anime? I'm Damp. I'm here with Jay Summer and Fry. We're live
You're
on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, X. Man, we used to be on Instagram, but they've been tripping. Man. Nobody loves us on Instagram like that, so we had to drop that one. But we back nonetheless. How y'all doing today?
Yeah, man, I'm good. Dap. Appreciate you, and yeah, man, I'm doing all right.
Same here.
Yep.
Can't wait to talk about some anime tonight.
For sure.
Yeah. A very short list this week, but still gonna be talking about great stuff nonetheless. Still got a lot of conversation.
True.
Yeah, also,
For sure.
the first one we're gonna be talking about today is My Hero Academia, Vigilante.
Hey, but before we get into that, man, I've been watching this show called Tagonia. I've been hearing a lot of hype around it. It's all right, man. It's all right. I call it like a poor man's Avatar. Where like yeah. It's based off of different factions. Like you got the humans, and they call them like demigods, but it's kind of like 8 people and orcs. And basically, man, all of them live in certain places of this world, but they all serve a what is called like a land god, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so within that, some of them are entrusted with powers from that land god, and so essentially they go into an avatar state whenever they're about to be in battle. And the main character, apparently, he is protected by the strongest land god there is in this world. So he just navigates through that. And apparently, also too, man, like he's not really from this world, because he knows like certain things that the other people know. Like the English translation was he was eating and he was like, "Oh, these are rice balls," but like everybody in this universe calls them like something else, or like that's just like a regular dish, but they don't have like specific unique names, right? So, and then he also calls like different phenomena. He call it magic, and they'll be like, "What? What did you say?" And he's like, "Oh, nothing." So they really never expanded on like how he got into this world, or if he's if he's reincarnated or some shit like that, right? Like they never did that intro for him. But it's pretty interesting, man. The animation is not the greatest, but I'm rocking with it. I think I'm like 12, 13 episodes deep, and I heard that season 1 is about to come to an end. So yeah, that's what I've been watching lately.
Yeah, sounds like something. I was definitely about to ask. It sounds like it's low key trying to be an isekai, but with just that little standpoint to it.
Yeah, I mean it's very low key though. It's really nothing else that really stands out from it. Like he's not trying to go back to where he came from. He's not trying to really like figure it out. So I'm not quite sure.
Top of the morning. Glad you can be with us again.
Yeah, what's going on, DL Palmer? Hello, fellas. I made it. Yes, you did. Appreciate you.
As always.
But yeah, man. That's what I'm rocking with. Y'all watching anything?
I'm trying to catch up with Go-Go.
Oh yeah, where you at?
Yeah. I slacked this week. I only got like 2 episodes down.
Oh, okay.
Hey.
I saw God's transformation and like him and Blue Keeper are fighting still. But it's about to end. It looks like it's about to end.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's not that much left.
Yeah, that was like the end of that was like the mid-season break or whatever.
I mean, it's going cool. Like it's a badass fight at least.
It is, man.
Yeah,
it is.
I love the little fishy bombs.
Yeah,
it's unique.
Yeah, Blue Keeper was going in though, man. Like he was giving it all he got for real.
Yeah, he really was. really was. I can't wait to hear what you say about how that goes down, how it ends more. Yeah, how it ends more rather.
Okay.
I can't wait to hear that.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
For myself, I think I got 12 episodes left of Shangri-La Frontier. Yeah, I think
Okay.
so. So I'll be done with season two. Season 2, not 3.
What was the last thing that happened in Shangri-La?
Hold on, let me guess.
Before,
He stopped playing Shangri-La and started playing a different game because he had to figure something out in Shangri-La. Is that the last thing that happened?
It doesn't happen
no,
a lot.
it does happen a lot. I like how, I mean, I did just get off of that. So, like, he did go play that, I can't remember what the mech game that he was playing. But I did like how that played out. Like, even though it itself didn't have anything to do with like the actual story, it did turn into something that actually did progress to the story. And I was like, okay, I like what you did there. That's fine. Let's keep it pushing. But
I
I
always
forgot
kind of
what the
like the them having different games in there because of course obviously there would be different games. So by doing that and having this guy still go back to these games, it definitely
yeah
shows how like actual gamers would be. Nobody just plays one game.
yeah. Look at it.
So
Unless you're stuck in it, like Sword Art
yeah,
Online.
yeah, that's different though. That's completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Interesting enough, man. I was kind of waiting for that I got you moment, right? Like, oh, this isn't just a video game moment. I was waiting for that all season 1, and I'm not even gonna comment on season 2, but I was just waiting on that for the whole time. Like, when are the stakes are gonna get high? You know what I mean? And I just felt like this is one of those. This is like one of those like feel good animes, right? Like they just want you to have fun with it, which is fine. Like for some viewers, man. But for me, I'm like, when are they gonna get into the thick of the shit? You know what I'm saying? Like when is it gonna be like, oh, I just can't die and just quit playing and then go about my life? You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Like that's the one thing that kills me because like where I'm at right now, this is Sunraku's second time meeting. I can't remember the wolf name. Night Slayer. This is the second time running into him, and he just Night Slayer just went through. He just annihilated the whole SF Zoo, and like the way all that went down, I was like, "Yo, this is so cold. This is dope." But at the same time, I'm like, but they didn't really die. They went hard with it. 'Cause I was sure expecting like when I forgot what the boss lady for the SF Zoo was, the one with the unique weapon when she got tossed up in the air and Night Slayer just chomped on her. When she was falling right before Night Slayer caught her, I'm like, oh man, here it comes. Sanraku's about to dash across and grab her and save her from dying, like their usual trope type shit. And he didn't come through and she got chomped on. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. Yeah. What's going on, Black Love by Design? Hey guys,
Top of the
good
morning.
evening. Here go Dap
Top
at
of
the
the
top.
evening. Top
Here
of
you go,
your
at the top of the
location.
morning.
The top of your location time.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Thank you for tuning in, rocking with us. Thank you for commenting. That goes for
Yes.
all the viewers out there. Please comment. You know what I'm saying? Let us know if we bugging out here or you disagreeing with us or agreeing with us. We'll appreciate it. But yeah, man, like that was my thing with Shangri-La, bro. Like,
I 100% agree with you, man. Because honestly, like if it was more serious, like I probably would put this over Solo. To be honest with you, like there's more stuff that I like in Shangri-La that's just little bits of stuff. I'm like, I really like how they did, like just like one little goofy thing, like the same scene where they thought they captured Night Slayer. One of the guards or whatever shieldmen that they had that got smacked into a rock. They all started cheering. He's still stuck up in the rock. He's like, yeah. like, it's just like some little stuff like that I do like, and just like little details of like a gamer that I do like. Like in a way, it's kind of relatable, but it's not. I do like that aspect of Shangri-La, but I just wish it was more on a serious tone. And when people die or something happens, it means something. Like that's the biggest takeaway. But
Yeah, there's no
Yeah.
real
Yeah.
weight to the show.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't personally. I doubt I don't see this ever getting to the point where there's like real weight to it. It doesn't feel that way.
Right.
And I think this is definitely just going to be, it's a game. It's always going to be a game, but of course it matters to the people playing the game. But who knows?
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll see when more comes out.
Yeah, for sure.
One little slight note before. Oh, go ahead, my bad.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Oh, one little slight note before I forget, and we get into the topic. So apparently, yeah, did y'all ever watch 7 Deadly Sins?
I read it.
Oh, but apparently they doing like a crossover with Solo Leveling too now.
With Solo?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
all right, yeah.
Solo guys coming over or what?
I think it's like a one series kind of thing, because even like the crossover that Shangri-La and Solo's gonna be doing, or I already did, like it's just like kind of like a preview snippet. Like it's not gonna be like an actual like full release of episode or something. I think it's just like some shortcuts and stuff like that. But yeah, apparently they're doing something with
fillers that are crossovers. They did one with that Todoroki, I think it's called. It was a manga anime where it's like a food.
Jujutsu? Oh
no, One Piece.
Yeah, it had Goku in it, right? Later. It was like One Piece Goku. I mean, One Piece Dragon Ball and like
that his
name? Somebody else, right?
I know what you're talking about. That's a movie.
I don't know about the Luffy and Goku one. I haven't seen that, but there's a filler episode that deals. It's a crossover specifically with like it was a manga called like Todoroki, I think it was called, and it's like it's one of the food ones. Like his whole thing is it's like a battle food one. They go after like these creatures who have like the best, succulent meat or whatever. It's weird, but that's its thing. And then there's like a crossover filler episode with One Piece with it that I always thought was weird, because I was like, why did they combine these two things? But it was like, whatever, it's filler, so I just kind of skipped it anyways.
Okay.
So I'm not a big filler guy, okay?
I mean, I'm not either until I watched Bleach filler, and that shit goes hard, man. Bleach has some of the best filler anime. I swear. Hey, man. Hey, look.
Not biased at all.
Quick disclaimer. This is not because I fuck with Bleach, but this is a true statement, man. Like, Bleach filler is some of the best filler out there. I challenge anybody to watch some of Bleach filler and say this isn't the best damn filler ever. They had a budget for it and everything, man. It just wasn't going to the hot spring or the fucking beach. You know what I'm saying? Like, people were actually throwing. No, people were actually throwing. I mean, you get all the art style, man. Just by watching it. But people were actually throwing hands, man, in the filler episodes of Bleach, man. Hands down, some of the best filler I ever watched in my life.
If Ichigo's not chasing Akamaru, it's not a good filler episode, bro. That's filler 101, bro.
All right, man. Go ahead.
All right, before the fighting starts, let's go to something else.
Go ahead, because I'm gonna circle back to that. Don't worry.
All right. My Hero Academia Vigilante, Season 1, Episode 12. Goodbye to Dad. Anyone of y'all want to start this off?
Its title was Goodbye to Dad.
Yeah.
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 When I looked at it, I was like, did I even type this right? Like,
I did not know that was the title. That's weird, but whatever.
I think most of them have been weird at this point, to be honest with you. But,
I'll start off on this one if you guys don't mind. I actually kind of liked this episode.
Okay.
Yeah. I enjoyed the fight with Knuckle Duster and the Bee Lady. I was fucking right that it's like a host fucking shit.
Yeah.
That I basically screamed that while seeing it. I was like, I was fucking right.
Which doesn't make a lot of sense though, from a what was it called, perk, or yeah.
Well,
we haven't seen her quirk yet.
I was
quirk.
wrong
that's what I meant to say.
that I thought like it would be like an actual like person's quirk. I'm guessing it seems to be that the queen is like created. Kind of like because you guys have been pointing out all these animals being suddenly having quirks and stuff. I'm wondering if like it's not that these animals had quirks, that was part of Trigger itself, is it's like forcing a quirk on somebody too.
So Trigger being implemented into animals. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, is what I'm thinking. Is that's part of the experiment as well. And the only reason I'm saying that is just like I said, because you see one disgusting. Like that thing was like what this fucking like he was huge. That was like I have to admit that put like a little chill up my spine. I was like, oh, that is the most gross thing ever. But when I saw it though, I was like, oh, is it kind of like, you know, with the cat suddenly being able to morph into a van or whatever, or take over the van or whatever it fucking was, and all the other weird, you know, quirk abilities for these animals and shit. And then also there's the eel guy, who apparently his form it's the natural thing. I'm wondering if it was originally an eel that has been fucked with a lot of, to the point where it was able to make itself look human. And that's why people thought it did. Like, because remember when you're just thinking it's like it's his just normal form or whatever? I don't know. I'm just...
Nah, it was an actual person. You get to see, you saw his coming on the episode where he did it. Because remember, he was just like one of the fans in the crowd that was crazy.
Oh, yeah, you see his actual... Well, the thing is, though, is he couldn't get rid of his eel form.
No, he was human when, during that time. And then
but that's what I'm saying. What if that's the quirk?
Yeah, he hasn't been human again. Oh, you said looking human?
Yeah. Like, what if that's like him being able to go into the human form? What if that is the eel's quirk after it's been experimented on and all that type of shit? Because they also gave him like the electricity thing too later on, because he never had that until he got more Trigger getting put into him. And she was even able to give herself his like electricity quirk. We saw that, and it did damage to the host. So that's why I'm wondering if like instead of that being what we originally thought was a person with the quirk that makes them look like the eel or whatever, if it was the opposite, it was an eel that they experimented on, gave them the quirk where they could basically make themselves into this. Now, it wouldn't make a huge amount of sense for why they just let him walk around the streets
looking like a fucking eel.
You know, they're villains, so maybe they just didn't give a shit. Who fucking knows? So. But other than that, all the fucking playing music and shit stuff was kind of pointless. I mean, it's whatever. Like, you at least, I guess you get like a feel good moment where you're like, oh, pump set, yay, or something. I don't fucking know. Personally, I was like, I don't really care. But
I didn't care. I didn't care for none of that shit, actually.
I was like, you say it look cheap, man.
No. It was just boring at that point. Like, it's like, I don't like this. I just like, yay for her, you know, getting to do, you know, something that she's proud of or something, I guess. But personally, I just don't care. Like, I don't give a shit enough about this character for me to go, yay for your life goals. Like,
for sure, for sure.
And again, Koichi comes in telling everyone that he is the crawler, and nobody bats an eye. 2 more fucking heroes there to hear him say that he is a vigilante. So
do nothing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Nothing.
I definitely still have problems with it, but at least we got some like decent fight. Got some more information about, you know, Knuckle Duster and the bee bullshit, and then of course we get the little thing at the end where we've got a new villain who apparently is going to do all the same bullshit that the last one did.
Yeah. You done, Chris?
Mm-hmm.
So for me, man, this episode is another telltale sign of, um, you know, too little, too late, man. Like, what's this episode? Fucking 12, and this is probably like I'll say about second or third episode I actually enjoyed, and it's like it's too far in between, man, of good content. Um, we actually got to see Knuckle Duster and the Bee Woman like actually engage, which honestly this shit could have happened last episode, right? If they would have took out the fluff in the last episode and took off the fluff in this episode, you could have just had one episode of fucking fighting and getting down, and then you could have mixed a little concert shit in at the end, and I would have been all right with that. Instead, we got a big ass filler episode last episode, and then I swear, man, I was gonna turn that shit off if they were gonna lead with the concert for the whole episode, dude. But we actually got to see some engagement in the beginning with Knuckle Duster and the Bee Lady. I'm so glad that they explained the powers of how the queen bee works and shit like that, because I felt like that was imperative to actually know. So I'm actually happy they explained it. And then also too, we got to see the old host before Knuckle Duster's daughter was infected with the queen bee. So we got to see a little background of that, and now we know that this fucking queen bee just been moving around. You know what I'm saying? Which was interesting too, because I think we was talking last episode about how maybe his wife or her mother had it first or something like that.
Yeah.
But now we know it's another high schooler, and apparently, the queen bee just like fucking high schoolers or some shit. I don't know. So that was funny, man. But we got a new challenger on the scene at the end of the episode with no fucking details. Okay. I think he fucking didn't he move like super fast or some shit?
Yeah.
When he was collecting the samples.
Yeah. Like, so he like grabs it or like captures that bee.
Yeah.
And then basically like makes his ominous comment to prove that he is a villain, and then he zips away. Like, I was like, oh god, we've got the Flash. Yay.
Right. You know what I'm saying? But Speed Force. That's what I was trying to think of the other night. Dad. I was trying to think about the Speed Force, and it just dawned on me when you said Flash. But yeah, man. This episode's too little, too late, man. But it was an episode I enjoyed. However, this doesn't make me feel good about My Hero Academia Vigilante. It really doesn't. It just proves how this season or this show could be a whole lot better. But I do have a question, man. When do you think the heroes like got their nicknames, man? Because everybody's been calling Eraserhead. Is it Yuri or Euro or they've been calling him by like his actual name. Like nobody calls him Eraserhead. You know what I'm saying?
They do call him Eraserhead at one point, at least in the dub. They did.
But
most of the heroes still call him by his first or surname. I'm never sure on that front, but they do call him by his actual name a lot. But you'll hear at least like other characters who aren't heroes, or most of the time they will make a comment. Oh, that's Eraserhead, or something of that sort.
Yeah.
But
okay.
From what I understand, though, they're supposed to get their hero names really early in their career. Like they choose them. Why he chose Eraserhead, I have no idea. But
I remember I think they did that on the original, on the main series. I think they did that backstory because like that's when Midori's side and stuff. Like they actually had like a whole segment where they're like how you want to present yourself and all that stuff. Choose your name and how you want your name to really mean what you stand for and stuff like that. So I think they did that for Eraserhead, but I don't remember. I don't think he picked out his name.
Yeah, but it makes it seem like the Academy it's not even in action right now. And also too, like it makes this show makes it seem like the Hero Coalition is not really a thing yet. Like it's really like private entities, right? Because when you think about what was the guy's name? The guy who can run fast. that had the rockets in his elbows and shit, right? Like he had his own, like he worked for a hero company, right?
Well, it
like
was
he's
his
not
company.
right.
That's how it works for all the top heroes, though. And they show that in the main series as well. Is all the heroes they only work together when there's a major issue.
So they're all independent.
But then they have their sidekick heroes below them, which are supposed to be like students who get their license and they have to learn and come up and all that stuff.
Yeah, so y'all think the Hero Academy exists right now?
I'm pretty sure. I would assume so. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. It does, because the main character was supposed to go fucking take the exam for it.
You right.
That's right.
Yeah, you 100% right. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. But he had to go save old girl out the little fucking riverbank or whatever it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Yeah, too little, too late, man. That's my take on this shit. Back to you, Dap.
Yeah. I agree with you on that, man. Like, I guess I enjoyed this episode. I'm not gonna have like I'm crazy about it. Definitely could have left out all the stuff about the concert. If it went like I was saying in the last episode, where Knuckle Duster's daughter like made it to the concert and caused chaos within the concert, and you have a conflict with the heroes got to keep the civilians safe and they trying to get rid of the threat at the same time. Like if it went that route, it would have made more sense. Maybe it would have been more entertaining, but don't even get nowhere near close to that. So,
but you got that with Eraserhead. You got that. You got that with Eraserhead and the ill dude.
That was last episode, though. Was it last episode too, where he let him watch the concert?
This one is just sit on him.
Yeah.
Oh no, he wasn't sitting on him. I think it's the same episode. Yeah. This is the episode where the concert was going, and they was about to put him on the back of the police bus or truck or whatever.
Listen to it on the road. Yeah.
Yeah, Eraserhead's like, hold on, man, I got it, man. Let me enjoy it.
He was literally like sitting on him, like he was like leaned up against him while the eel guy was on the street, and he's just.
Oh yeah, before they came, yeah.
Like
she was ridiculous, man.
Yeah, and even then, honestly, I don't even like that interaction between the ill dude and the Eraserhead, because when Eraserhead was dealing with the ill dude, he was like, man, I have a problem. He's slippery. All my attacks aren't really doing anything. Like the only thing he was able to do was trip him up with his I forgot what he calls the little bandage thing. But that was like the most he was able to do with it. Like other than that, he needed help. He couldn't race the court. You couldn't attack him physically. His bandages was barely doing anything. But somehow he still ended up wrapping them all up, and he was like, all right, yeah, we're good. Bring in the police or whoever's gonna come get this guy and say him. Like it was like
man. That's what he did.
But he's slippery, so how?
By having more bandages. Or a really long scarf or whatever it is.
I forgot what it's called.
Non-slip bandages, bro. That's how you got them.
I guess. But
also, to be fair, the eel guy never actually seems like even though he's supposed to be like hopped up on trigger, he like never gets aggressive like every other person really hopped up on trigger. Like he kind of does, I guess, but not really. Bro. Like all the other ones like really attack, but
he's just an over-exaggerated fan.
He does. I mean, slime or mucus or whatever the fuck it is. Like, it's creepy.
He's the overhyped fan trying to go see his celebrity. his crush is Woman Crush Wednesday. That's all he's trying to do, get to his Woman Crush Wednesday. He didn't care what was in the way.
Again, which is ass writing, man. I don't care about it. Like, doesn't do anything for me.
You're not wrong, because it just still has more questions. The same ones that Brian was saying earlier. So, like, going forward into Knuckle Duster fighting his daughter, like, we see some interesting stuff, but still kind of ask questions. She had one of her bees, instead of for injecting, was taking out blood from the ill dude, so she can get injected with it. Now she got the slime, electric arm. I think she did both arms, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she ended up doing both arms.
And now she's able to put new abilities on her, which I wouldn't be surprised, kind of like a little test for a whole awful one. Right? Yeah. Right, that's it, right? Off one. Yeah, off one. I wouldn't be surprised. That's kind of like a test run for him to get more course, so he's able to do more stuff. But we get to
Who
see
fucking
this get
knows,
tested
man?
out.
Who fucking knows?
I mean, he's not
Everything's so
wrong.
mysterious, man. Everything's so mysterious with the whole backdrop and the whole motivation for the shit that's going on. But here's the question I have. So do y'all think? Do you think Knuckle Duster's daughter? Do you think she's gonna be alive? And number two, what do you think the status of his wife is in the hospital? Because this motherfucker was swinging. He was swinging from building to building like Batman, getting a fucking hospital call. Like, okay, yeah, her family would be there soon. I was like, all right.
And then also has like this whole we're introduced to apparently Knuckle Duster has a drug problem.
Yeah.
Like,
which I think he's giving that to his wife, but I'm not quite sure.
Maybe.
Yeah. What do y'all think though, man?
I don't know. Like, we originally, like, the reason I thought the mother might have been a host was because how fucked up she looked when you see her. And then, of course, we saw those bodies in that one scene with the bee lady when she, gives the dead guy a fucking credit card back or something. And so I just made a connection with that. Obviously, that was wrong. But, like, to me, it's like, what the fuck happened to the wife at this point? So we don't have any information on that. Like, why did she end up in the hospital so bad?
Yeah.
Because the last thing you see, at least in the flashbacks, is one, not only did she not look like a fucked up corpse, but two, she sided with the dad. So it's like, even if let's say, like, I'm assuming that something's gonna happen where, like, when the daughter disappeared or something, him and his wife had a major fight, is what I'm gonna guess. And then she'll probably, like, I don't know, maybe she got in a car wreck or something. Like, it'll be fucking something typical, probably. But until we get that information, like, I can't really know if, is she gonna end up dead? And then, of course, with the daughter, I'm betting she'll be comatose. I bet she survives, but she's comatose.
Yeah.
That's what I'm betting.
Yeah.
What about you,
I'd be
Dap?
surprised if she's dead. The daughter, not the mom. Honestly, I'd be surprised the mom's dead. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to take this like a lighthearted route. And I mean, nothing's really been crazy serious in this anime thus far. So, wouldn't be surprised if she's still.
The giant fucking bug coming out of a person's eye is not serious.
No, because honestly, even when I'm glad I was trying to get to that point too, man. Because even when that happened, I'm like, bruh, Knuckle Duster got some big ass fingers. Ain't no goddamn way in hell. No, that finger and that thumb got into the eye socket without breaking something and pulling that thing out. Like, get out of here.
See how big that fucking thing was? It was probably poking out. He didn't even have to put his fingers in there.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, because you got to remember, man, because all the trauma to the host, the queen bee wanted to leave anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how it was gonna survive. And all the bees had fucking swarmed out. So it was like she was just a queen bee with no fucking worker bees around.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a couple of them. After he threw out the queen bee, bees see like a little swarm go over there to the bomb when he throws the bomb. And then that was so unnecessary, man. I did not like that shit whatsoever. That stupid explosion background. I'm like, bro, you already point blank right there. It should be blasting your ass against the wall anyway. You can't even jump off a building without having to land on trash bags, but you can stand there, dump with an explosion in the background.
Which he did again in the fight scene. Did you see
Yes, he did.
Yes.
Yes, he did.
Bro, he's a brute Batman, dog.
He knows where every trash bag pile in the fucking neighborhood is.
That's why he never leaves. Because he know all the trash can points are.
he's like reverse Spider-Man, like how Spider-Man stuck in the city because he can't go out to the parks because he can't swing on nothing.
Yeah. This dude, man. Poor man's Batman, dude.
He is. Not a bad one, but he most definitely is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you definitely tell that's kind of the what they're trying to go for. They even give him
Yeah.
this like lovable alternate persona where he's considered respectable and kind and all that.
Yeah. Ooh. I mean, I guess, oh man, we ain't even gonna see that play out, man. Because I think it was like 2 episodes before that, Knuckle Duster was saying like how he's only hanging out with Coach and Pop Stuff to use them as pawns to get his daughter and shit. Like we didn't even get to see that shit play out the way it could have went south. So, like you get to those moments that would have been monumental or at least attention grabbing for the story and the plot, and like, it just took it away just like that.
It's not over yet,
God,
man.
I mean, it's not over. Like
It's not over yet.
they can find out later on,
Yeah.
or, be all pissed off and stuff. Like that can still happen.
I mean, but
The thing
why
is-
and how did they find out? The only way I can see it coming back is if old dude comes through, or he starts seeing more bees again, and he's like, "Oh damn, all right, Koichi, go that way, Preston, go that way," and then like just kind of rebuild back up on it. But like, if we don't get that, I don't see what the point of it is. 'Cause his main objective was getting his daughter. Now, if his main objective now is to find out who dated to their daughter and eliminate that shit, then okay, I can see that. But if not, to me, it doesn't matter.
I'm pretty sure like I see it being where he is like, I know there's something bigger behind this, and he's gonna look into it further.
Yeah.
Especially since you have a new guy, and he apparently has the bees, which means Trigger's not going to be going away anytime soon. So if he
Anything
keeps
is
seeing
gonna
it
be
pop
enhanced.
up, he's still gonna be like, oh, so there was somebody bigger behind and all that shit. So
Yeah.
About to get Trigger 2.0.
probably, yeah.
I guess. Hopefully we see who he is next episode. He's just not like another ominous dude just running around with an eye patch. Because he had an eye patch too, right? Didn't he have an eye patch too?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Well, we'll see. Because it's not a queen bee. He got a regular worker bee. So.
Yeah.
But I'm curious on like if just having that worker bee, he can create more queen bees. Like there's more than one queen bee.
I think
So
it was
they all
more
got
about
different
the
hosts.
liquid that was inside the in that worker bee than it has anything to do with the bees. I think the bees are going to be done, and now you have to deal with the Flash character. So
Tapping into the Speed Force and fucking reversing time and shit. Creating alternate realities where all for one is actually one for all and shit like that.
Maybe. Hopefully not, but maybe. I feel like it still makes sense to keep the bees in the store for just a little bit longer. I mean, it is kind of now that we know
Man,
that.
fuck them bees.
I'm done with the bees. I saw the queen
Fuck the
one, and I'm like,
bees.
I'm out. That was creepy and gross.
But we know that they can give people power. So, like, unless they switch it out for another animal, like maybe they got porcupines that walk around and roam the street, and then they poke people with their spines, and then they get like 18 different forks.
Fuck, I know, man.
Fuck them porcupines, fuck them bees, man. Like, shit. Give us a real villain that's not,
That's
not always
Yeah,
behind
that
the
is
scenes, and it takes 12 episodes to get into some fucking action, man. Like, give us something. But what y'all rating this episode, man?
I give it a
4.5.
You said 4.5?
Either that or
Is it
5.
because-
4 right there.
Is it because of the dancing and singing and shit in the concert?
I mean, that definitely didn't help. That didn't help. The kaboom didn't help.
Man, nothing was wrong with the kaboom, dude. You know what I'm saying? He
So-
strategically planned it out. He got.
He was
the
in an
fucking-
alleyway. That's basically a fatal funnel. He was in the
No, I
alleyway when he threw that grenade.
Yeah, but he essentially got the ingredients
It's a
to
grenade,
attract
it's like
insects.
C4.
Like he already knew what he was gonna do. Had a plan of action.
I did like that.
Fucking executed it, and then fucking threw it there, man. And shit went kaboom. Like the shit was dope. I like it.
Right, he lopped it like 3 feet. But I did like how he did like the thing where like the pheromone or whatever he had on the grenade attracted the swarm. But like at the same time, I did feel like that. It was, but at the same time, I felt like that was kind of useless because less than 5 seconds after he threw that shit, it blew up. Like it didn't have no time to like really, get going to get a whole swarm going to blow up. But, I mean, maybe they should be paying too much attention to stuff.
Yeah, maybe that's just that paying too much attention. But I'm gonna give.
Gotta make sense.
I'm gonna give it a. I'm gonna give it a 7, man. Like it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that great. But I enjoyed the episode though. Like I enjoyed watching this. So I'm gonna give it a 7, man. Definitely not a 4.5 though. That's crazy work. That. What about you, Chris?
I give it a 6.
A 6?
Yeah,
that's not bad, man. See, that's decent, right?
There's there's pros to it. Like I said, I actually really liked this one compared to several of their episodes.
Yes, same here.
But I don't want to go too high with them because I still think there's a lot of problems. Not just with this episode, but just with the series as a whole.
Yeah,
so,
I agree.
Like 7 sounds too high to me.
I'm just isolating this. I'm isolating this episode from the series pretty much, man. And honestly, too, man, like if I can enjoy watching a episode of My Hero Academia Vigilante series, like that's a win for me. So
I mean, that's
cool.
fair. That is fair.
That's cool, man.
Your opinion.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So now that we're done with that one, go ahead and jump into the next anime on our list, which is going to be To Be Hero X, Season 1, Episode 12, Fall of the Star. Anybody want to take this one up first?
I loved it. The fight scene was fucking dope as hell.
Yeah,
like getting to see Queen and what was her fucking name? Boa,
yeah.
Oh, dude, that fight was awesome.
Yeah.
Like her Boa's powers, I don't really get them, but being able to do that tether thing, and then that the axe head goes super far, and it was basically spinning, turning into a fucking saw. I was like, that is cool.
Yeah.
And then I will say this though, one thing that did confuse me was so obviously Queen's powers deal with her making. She said, Boa called it making laws within a set area. What law is beam of death? She creates this.
The shit at the end.
Yeah. I was like, what law is that?
The law of death, motherfucker.
Basically.
Maybe it's a law she gets to throw, so that means it comes off looking like a beam. It's still within the radius of the beam, though.
I will also say the one issue I kind of also had with Queen is Queen gets the shit beat out of her, and her face doesn't change ever. She's just punch me again, motherfucker. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That's the only knock I have.
The thing is she's supposed to be calm and collective and all that type of shit, but man, she's getting the shit beat out of her a couple times, and she didn't even grunt.
That fight scene, man. It was some power scaling issues I had because, Bo was doing some big time fucking damage, and sometimes it seemed like Queen just bounced right back from it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It really won't shit, and I'm like, but was it? And then it was a lot of exchanges, and then it got to the point they were still fighting, and Queen was like, how is it that her trust has gone down, but her attacks are getting stronger, right? And I was like, but are you okay though? Because you already had took an ass whipping before that point. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, the power scaling was a little it was a little confusing at times because the animation made it seem like Bo was just whipping her ass, but at times she'll bounce back from some attacks, but other attacks she'll be knocked through fucking 15 what's some shit? The shipyard, right? Connexes, the shipping containers. She'll get knocked through 15 containers and shit. And I'm like, damn, that was just a punch. But then, Bo would full force hit her, and she Queen would bounce back in the air. I'm like, what the fuck was that? So I mean, it's I'm not taking away from the fight. It was hella good animation. It was a nice
Yes.
fight. I was surprised it didn't go in 2D, but that's cool. They give us a lot of 2D moments before this. But go ahead, Chris, man. You can finish it. I didn't mean to hijack.
Oh,
But,
no. You making
yeah, man.
good points. I will say, like, also kind of an issue I had was like, so she wins her fight, and then she like passes out or whatever, and they were like, oh, she was so hurt, but she didn't even really look hurt when she passed out. Like, I think there was like a little bit of blood on like her mouth or something, but that was really it. Like, she looks dirty, sure, but that was like really it. And then you get a picture of her after she passed out, and then she looks fucked up. But it wasn't like when you were watching it, so it was like, what?
Hey, that's her rule, man. That's one of her rules, right? She never looks like never looks like she's fucking defeated when she's fighting.
Apparently.
That's the Windex rule.
But I mean, we got like timeline jumped a little bit. That was a little weird, but I never felt. One of the things I thought was really good with this is it never felt like it never felt rushed like the end of Scion's little arc did. It felt like you were given a good amount of information, and that like the pacing was just well done, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It played out a lot better in my opinion in that way, and the ending was a little weird. Like, are we getting another Queen episode? I thought this was the final Queen episode before it swaps to another hero.
I hope not.
I hope not either, man. Like, keep this shit going. And
unless they play this off as being Boa's, maybe in a way this is more like Boa's background, and then they continue the Queens.
I don't know. I just know that like if you look it up on like a Wikipedia or whatever, they show the next little like sections. Cheating. That's not cheating. Okay, it's kind of cheating. But anyways, I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be like the last Queen episode, which sucks because it felt like it was a cliffhanger at the end, right? And also, was that like dog cat thing? Was that supposed to be one of the Johnnies?
Where?
At the very end of the episode, the big monster thing.
What big monster?
Yeah, they're driving on their Queen and Scion.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
the last thing is you see. That's why I was saying like it felt like a cliffhanger episode, and yet I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be the final Queen episode.
Damn.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Maybe they'll do it just like how they did Scion, where it's a more of a cohesive timeline. Right, like maybe it goes forward, but then it comes back because it's another character that kind of links all of them together. Maybe, I don't know.
Which that's what I'm saying. I was wondering if like, because it, like obviously it was like different colors and stuff, but I don't know. I was like, is that supposed to be or is that supposed to be like the big Johnny in his like true form or whatever, like the weird little cat thing?
That'd be crazy.
But like, and then it's like, why was he there? But so like I don't know if this is the final like Queen episode. I'm not sure who the next hero is, obviously. So hopefully it's the Johnnies, and we'll get more information in this, and maybe it'll keep the timeline going. But I have a feeling it's not going to be, because they like to fucking jump around so much. To be mysterious.
But there ain't too many characters left, so man.
I mean, that's fair, yeah. And of course, I'm curious on how, like, the more we see, the more I'm like, okay, how the fuck is this all going to tie together?
I know, man. That's my biggest question. Like, hopefully they don't let us down, man. Hopefully they don't fucking let us down.
All right, I'm sorry. I ranted too long. It's your all's turn.
Nah, you good, man. You hit a lot of good points. You want to go ahead and just some more?
Oh, yeah. I'll finish up, man. I guess... Oh, I mean, no, not nah, man, not finished up, but like, I wasn't saying finish up, man, but I was saying like, more about what I was talking about earlier. Or or not more about it. But anyway, to proceed, I guess this is the first time, man, we got to see an actual hero have the fucking fear factor and what kind of damage that this does to somebody who is established hero and has some level of trust, right? And the level of fucking damage that they can do, and the fact that this kind of proves the theory of the more fucking you're in that state of mind of being angry and fearful of this other person, the stronger that you get, right? Like we saw that real time with this fight. So hopefully next episode somehow they tie in all this fear investigation shit up, because I think it was the end of Science arc where they said that it was starting to investigate it. So hopefully we get to see more of that angle and kind of get a real breakdown. Also, I was kind of disappointed too that this Hero X guy, he won again while Queen was sleeping, but it's almost like cameras can't catch what the fuck he's doing. It's like we can't see nothing that this guy does. So again, the show being mysterious and shit right now. I was like, okay, whatever, man. Like, you're not gonna give me any kind of details or a hint.
No. It's they definitely want to make us have to wait to see that.
Yeah.
So it better be fucking badass then.
I know, man. Hopefully they don't fucking disappoint.
I got no theory though. Like, what if X is the cameraman?
The cameraman?
What if he's the cameraman? the cameraman for the show.
I mean, we already know he's not the cameraman because we saw him. We seen him come out.
What does that mean?
I don't know, man. The cameraman mean? Like what?
I don't know, man.
Your theory is always weird.
Hey, I think it'd be a good one. It'd be interesting because you don't know the cameraman's name. You don't know where he's at. You don't know what he's doing. Somehow he's doing all this crazy stuff, but nobody's able to keep up or match. Like I think it fits perfectly. It's a little over the top, but hey, I mean,
it's all good, man. I think I see where you're going with that, and I'm gonna have to respectfully disagree. Now. But nah, man. What was I saying before? I think it was interesting, man. We got to see Bull with the fear and the level of destruction that she can do, and I also feel like her fear motivation was kind of like it had no outside source to it other than the fact that she found out that she was the reporter's daughter, right? Yeah. That's what that was. Queen was. But like outside of that, man, it's like she had no other kind of like outside influence on her fucking, using the fear agent. I will say for right now, to gain that level of power and come at the Queen like that. And she also just didn't do it like the next day. Like she waited a whole another fucking year before she went and attack Queen right before the trials again, right? So all that shit is interesting to me, man.
That's the part that doesn't make sense though. Like honestly, her fear to me is misplaced. Because if you remember while she was fighting Queen, she was like, "Hey, I'm gonna be the top one. I'm gonna be number one." Queen is not number one. So why is she the one driving your fear? And that's the one that you want to get revenge on when it was X that was the one that took you out. And then he took out Queen. Because that part didn't make sense to me.
I actually think this too, because it was like it's obvious that, Queen, I think it was also more to do with like her resentment too. Because she obviously resented Queen from the very beginning. Because people were saying that without Queen, Boa would never have gotten to where she got.
Yeah, because of her speech.
Yeah, because of her speech and her, pumping up all female heroes and all that type of shit. And then she learns about, her connection with the journalist, which showed her, having all these connections with the company that even Boa worked with. So, like, again, it felt more like anger than it was fear, but that was one of those issues I'm having with it being called fear. But
we'll just call it fear.
Yeah,
in quotations.
But it was like, as Jay said, one of the things was neat was that it was so like focused. That was kind of neat to get to see. And then of course, like we know that Boa she wasn't even in the top 10 anymore. So
Right.
she shouldn't have been able to even touch Queen at that point. And yet Fear was able to overcome enough to get her to fighting somebody who was in the top 10 still.
Yeah.
So,
Throwing them fucking hands, man.
yeah.
That's another reason why I say her Fear felt misplaced, because that was kind of like the main thing she kept saying, Queen, and that was the thing that also snapped her out. Because right when I guess Bo was about to do like the finishing blow or something like that, Queen was like, "Hey, you know you're not even top 10 no more, right? You're not even on my level. Like you lost all that. Your trust value's gone." And she's like,
It wasn't
what?
about being on level. It was about like she couldn't even compete in the tournament.
Yeah, that's what snapped her out of it.
Yeah, which I mean, again, like that's why I'm saying, like that's why it feels to me like it's more anger than fear. Because if it's anger, it makes sense for that to like cloud your judgment. Right. But I guess fear kind of you can say that it does the same thing. But still, like I guess I could see somebody being so wrathful that they wouldn't be like, oh, I can't even fight in the tournament. It doesn't even matter. But
because you gotta remember, man. I think it was like the first Queen episode when we saw them sitting together with the hero manager or whatever, and she was basically saying, well, I'm just not going to give her my own spot, right? Like she already had that kind of attitude towards Queen way back when we first saw them both together, right? So her still being in the top 10 and she's not, and then she gets the news that she feels like she's been helped all her life to get to where she's at. Of course, bro, like she was angry, man. So like her focus on Queen is valid. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just say that. But we saw all the nuances to that building up before this episode.
Yeah,
I guess. I guess. I mean, because that's the way I think about it. Like, she's not even. If somebody took the top spot from you, but you already, even though you got a rival that also lost to this guy to the top spot, like I don't see why all of them just depend on there's another person that's not even at the level that you're trying to reach. They're just also trying to accomplish the same goal that you are. Like to me, it still feels pretty I ain't gonna say completely misplaced, not completely misplaced, but definitely half-assed misplaced.
Yeah, and then
I feel like.
Oh, go ahead. I thought you paused.
No, I was just gonna say I feel like that would have been something I would have more liked to see if she was fighting next. Like if she was fighting next and then all this shit like went crazy. Even if it went the same, I still would have rather seen it in that thing.
You just want to see her next fight. But here's the thing too, you got to remember too, like all the news coverage and shit that was. Minus that, all the news coverage and shit that was showing up and stuff too, because you gotta remember, like Queen like fell in depression over this shit too. Not the Boa situation, but when she lost. Yeah. But all the press coverage that was going on, Boa seeing the same shit. You know what I'm saying? And the trigger was when she found out that she felt like she had been helped into that spot that she's currently in, and then Boa knowing too that she fucking is out the top 10, bro. Like all that shit is anger, bro.
That's also the thing we can kind of point to too, is like she also might feel that the only reason Queen didn't fall to the top 10, because you have to think both of them lost, and yet only one of them fell out of the top 10. So she might have been also going, the only reason you didn't fall out of the top 10 is because of your connections. Like they never outright say that, but that definitely could have been a motivating factor as well.
Yeah.
I get it. I give you that.
Oh. Thanks for coming around, Dad.
Still, though, overall, badass fucking fight.
Yeah. Good episode.
Yeah.
Good episode for sure.
Yeah, for Don was, at least for the two that I can speak of that got the highest fight scenes, or at least the best fight scenes so far. Like, Donald's been coming with it, man. Like animes need to step it up. They can't be giving us kaiju. Yeah, kaiju can't be walking in the ocean and just get like toppled over by basic stuff. We can't have like main characters. fighting and all their limbs break and now they can't do nothing. We can't have a big boss come through and the main character doesn't have anything to do whatsoever with the fight. The side characters want that lead. Like we need some good. Japan needs stuff from China. Crazy. It's like a crazy sense to say like that, but this shit needs to happen. But I just wish that the fight, like both Fry and Jason was saying earlier, like the fight was great, but it definitely had things that had you sitting there scratching your head while you sitting there looking in amazement, like, yeah, like this was great, but why is this happening? Why is it going like that? Because like it's even one part where I think it happened like pretty early on in the fight where Boa hits Queen in her visor thing and it chips. And Queen does like a little hand swipe or whatever and fixes that shit like on the spot. And then they like get back into the fight or whatever. But like we don't see her do that swipe, whatever that was, like any other time during the fight. And like she is getting mollywhopped. Like she's getting her ass handed to her in this fight. And I love how they, just like Super Q, we talked about Super Q episode 7. I love how they use the environment in this episode as part of the fight sequences. Like there was so many times where Queen's been on one flying. There was so many times where Queen got hit and she's bouncing off walls. Like she looking like Sonic Hedgehog jumping from wall to wall type shit, but like she's getting shit. But like it's amazing, man. The core, it's amazing. If you haven't watched it, definitely go watch this episode just for that. And I also appreciate the fact that this fight really, to me anyway, the fight seemed pretty damn long. Like I don't think it was half this episode. It might have been just shy of that. But
it was a
to
good
me,
amount of episode.
Yeah, it was a good chunk.
Yeah, it was a good amount of episode.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm not mad at it.
Probably only 2 minutes. Oh, no, not at all. Not at all. Definitely need more of this. Definitely need more of this.
No.
As long as it makes sense.
Death beam of hell.
Hey, you know what's funny, man? You know who Queen reminded me of in this episode? Before she did her death beam of hell, she kind of reminded me of Korra from the Legend of Korra Avatar.
Really?
The way she was getting her ass whooped. The way she was getting her ass whooped.
Nah, Korra shows pain. Fucking Queen just took it to the face and was like, meh.
I'm telling you, man. I think she created a rule where like she doesn't show pain and shit. Like because when she did that swipe on her mask and shit, like it kind of like regenerated. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, man, maybe she has a rule where she doesn't, show that she's vulnerable.
I mean, it makes sense. Like her whole thing, obviously, like, I mean, you get it even from her name. Like she's trying to create this persona that she is above it all.
Can't be fucked with, man.
Yeah, like, and I mean, understandable, especially with how the world perceives you as apparently how your powers fucking work.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it makes sense that she would do stuff to make it where even when she is getting the fucking shit beat out of her, that she just doesn't react to it.
Make it look easy.
Yeah. And then after it's all done, then she's just like, bam.
Right.
Like right to the ground.
Yeah. So did Boa die?
I think so. What happens after that?
Yeah. So far, all the like villains, they haven't really shown if they died or not. Like even that Nemesis guy from Nice too. Like they didn't show if he died either.
Yeah. Okay.
So I don't know on that one, but yeah, it was like I guess kind of my thing too is just like, so she was supposed to be like comatose for like a couple days, and then it took her a whole year. And then they were also like, don't go fight in the tournament again. Go take vacation. I thought that was a little weird, and she kind of like backed off of it. That was kind of an issue I had too, was I thought like Queen would fight against that, but that's just nitpicking at this point. So.
That's right. So she took a year for recovery, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like after, I think she was. Wasn't she comatose for like a couple of weeks, or was it?
No, it just said a couple days. Yeah.
Oh, it was a couple of days past the tournament, right?
I think it goes longer than that.
No,
That's what I thought too.
The nurse or lady or whoever talks to her afterwards when she's trying to run away because she's like, I gotta go fight, and she's like,
she thought it was the day
too
of.
late. It's only been a couple days, or it's already been a couple days, and she's like, it's too late, and she's like, oh fuck.
Yeah, she's gonna get her ass beat again.
At that point, definitely. But then, yeah, the 2 episodes definitely show Queen grow a lot. So I thought that was kind of neat. Like, even though we only get, at least so far, like 2 Queen episodes, but you see a lot of growth with her character throughout just those 2, without it being, super fast paced. So I thought that was really, really well done, at least in that part.
Yeah, for sure.
I guess that's it.
Well, all right. So what do you guys rate this episode, man?
I'm gonna go pretty high. I'm gonna give it like 8.5.
Yeah, I'm giving it a 9, man.
That sounds right.
I'm giving it a 9. I like this episode. I like 2B Hero X. I don't expect nothing less, man. Like this is a good episode. And if this was like the final episode in Queen's little chapter or Queen's arc, like I'll take it. That's cool. Hopefully they circle back to it.
Yeah, definitely with the old ending for sure. Like I want to know what the fuck happened there.
Yeah. I still want to know what the fuck happened to Moon, man. I need to know at this point. I need to fucking know.
Isol killed her. That's what happened.
Or did she? Because again, we saw her laid out in the bed in that same way.
Yeah, and apparently the commoner can see the future.
Oh shit.
Maybe.
I mean, he's the only character so far who's had a weird fucking vision. So
is that what it says in the Dawn?
I don't know. I don't read that. Stop defaming me.
I think the only thing I want to see, man, like I like how when Queen woke up out of bed, like they did show like the little news coverage of the fight that she should have been a part of. I'm hoping when they do the next episode that they show who X was going up against and if they were able to do anything different that Bo or Queen couldn't have, and we actually catch that part because they did it already before. Like they did it for Fireman and they did it for Cheyenne. Like they showed like the news coverages in the later episodes. So hopefully they do it for this one too.
For sure.
Anything else?
One critique for Queen. Why did she dress like a magician when she was in her casual clothes?
She's a mage.
Like her, hero outfit, badass. Big ass fucking spear, fucking crown that turns into like a fucking, helm. That's awesome. Yeah. But then in her casual clothes, she looks like a fucking magician. She has a cape and this big ass fucking hat. I was just like, what?
Maybe it looks more like a leader or something. It looks more like a politician is for their. I
don't have a damn clue about that one, Chris. I kind of overlooked it, to be honest with you.
I mean, you kind of have to because it's weird. Honestly, it's kind of weird.
It's out of place.
Yeah, it really is a little bit. But I guess we're on to the next one, right?
Yep. We'll go and get on to this one if y'all ain't got nothing else. And the next one's going to be Yabo, Samurai Legend, Season 1, Episode 12. I'm not even going to try to pronounce Shawty's name. It's Colin. Now, not gonna lie, I just skimmed through this episode, so I don't have too much to say about this one. But
Nadeshiko. Yeah, Nadeshiko.
But that's the much I do know. Nadeshiko, apparently she's going around fighting other dojo or challenging other dojos and taking out their dojos. I don't know what she's doing after that, but eventually she ends up coming down to fight the dojo that you remember old girl's name? That's what Yapa?
She she was irrelevant up to this point, so no. But here's the thing. But here's
You're not wrong. She should have been, but you're not wrong.
yeah, man. But here's the thing, man. This episode, which is ironic because you was just talking about, I think it was last episode, you had mentioned
Yes.
the fact that women on this show, aren't perceived to be as strong and stuff. And then as soon as you said that they come out with this episode, which Narishiko is a badass, and the whole basis of this episode is that Yaba met a girl in the jungle from back in the day, and I think she was lost or something like that. Found her, and Yaba was gonna, take her to her parents and shit. And basically, he had made a promise to her, like, hey, you get stronger, then what I'm saying, we can. In his mind, we can hang out. We can hang out with each other. But in her mind, she thought that was no. Like, if I get stronger, then you have me to be your wife. And so she comes to where Yaba is currently staying at, which is not in the jungle, but it's in the city or whatever. I guess it's safe to say the city of Onimaru. And
Yeah.
he's still being a tyrant, by the way. But she decides to come there, and she's just on this fucking war mission of finding Yaba and going to local dojos, beating the shit out of everybody. I think it's not. Is it a spear or is it just like a?
It honestly looks like a hockey stick, bro. It looks like a hockey stick because it's still long, but like at the end, it still has like a very. It's not a heavy curve, but it's a very slight curve. I'm not sure what that weapon is.
It's probably a
Her
Japanese name for
weapon
it.
is like a long stick with a blade at the end.
No blade.
No blade.
Oh, no
Yeah,
blade.
just a long stick. Yeah, just a long stick.
Oh,
That's probably what it's supposed to mimic.
It's probably a training weapon then. It's
Yeah.
Yeah, then it's
Yeah, it's for
probably a
dojos,
training
yeah.
weapon for like I think it's called like a nagigashi or something.
Okay.
That curve would be a blade
Yeah.
Okay.
if it was.
Yeah,
a
so
real
she-
blade,
If that's what it's
that's
for.
what I'm saying. Yeah, I
Yes.
don't know for sure because obviously I haven't watched this, but from what you're describing,
So she essentially, man, just comes through and just beats the shit out of every person that she sees in the dojo. And this is all in an attempt to find Yaba, her precious, really, right? Like, this is that kind of episode. Like, she's just looking for her precious and finds Yaba, but then finds Yaba with his friend, which if you got it pulled up, Fry, you can tell us the Yaba's friend's name, but sees them together, and Yaba's friend is making him go to the fucking grocery store, and he's wearing like these training Crocs on or whatever, like these training flip flops that are like made of thick ass iron and shit, right? So when Narishiko sees this, she's like, "What are they doing to my precious?" Right? And so now Yaba goes to the store, and now her plan is to fucking take over the dojo, which is where Yaba is like living at, and she just goes through the cycle of whipping everybody's ass in there. She beats up Mushu, she beats up Kyoto, right?
Talking about Kojiro.
I get his name messed up all the time. Kojiro. It beats them, bro. Like, yo, Kojiro is using a fucking training sword. This is the only funny part in this shit, right? Kojiro is using a training sword, bro. He's fighting Narishiko, and he's about to finish her, right? Like, she jumps in the air or some shit, and he has her. But this motherfucker tried to sword extend his training sword, and then gets hit on the head. I was like, yo, that's actually pretty funny because that's his like go-to move. You know what I'm saying? When he knows he's about to strike you, right? Because his sword, like that's the special move of his sword and shit. So I was like, you know what? That actually made me laugh. That's the only thing that made me laugh in this episode. And then I got a little giggle too when Narishiko and Yaba finally started talking, and she was like, she was kind of sad, like, oh, you just thought we would be cool, like, I wanted your hand in marriage after I got stronger. And that was the whole premise off of her getting strong all these years just so she could marry Yaba. Which also too is kind of weird because when they both met in the jungle, they looked like they were like the same age, and then Narishiko comes and she looks like she's I don't know, like a 20-year-old. Like a 20-year-old.
Is this like them like trying to do the whole like Kid Goku and Chi Chi shit?
Nah. No third person for Goku.
Well, I was just saying, like, you were talking about, like, the woman, like, oh, my husband or whatever has to be so strong and all that shit.
No,
sounds like PD back from fucking Dragon Ball and shit. Which, I mean, time-wise would be kind of similar, so...
Oh, you know what?
I'm just saying.
No, that is funny because back in Dragon Ball, Chi-Chi did appear like she was older than Goku, right? Because Goku was so short and kind of little and shit, and Chi-Chi was more. She looked more. She looked like she was older than Goku.
Than Goku, at least he then has that growth spurt too, and then they look the same. But again, there is a moment where he's the like short little one.
Yeah. But I don't think they actually got together at the time when he was like that. But anyway, when it comes to Yaba or whatever, it's kind of like the opposite, right? Like Yaba told her like, yo, you need to get strong, and that was her whole life mission until she met Yaba again. So yeah, that was I mean, this is a comic relief filler. I don't know. Maybe this is just their way of introducing a new character. Because at the end of this, right, Yaba was like, man, you're pretty strong. Like, would you mind helping me train? Because of course, it has to be back to fucking training. And I swear, bro, if I see this man swipe that sword in the air one more time and call that training, bro, I'm literally going to turn this shit off. I'm literally gonna turn this shit off, man.
I mean, that's one of the good things about Yaba, though, man. Like his training arcs aren't long.
No, that's one of the good things. I don't want to see him swing his sword in the air, bro. Like, I mean, he's literally just doing like a chopping motion in the air. Like he'd be like, "Oh, I gotta go train."
That's what you do, man.
I can't stand that.
Part of being a swordsman, man. That's how you unleash your bonkai, man. You go out there, you practice your sword swinging.
No. Don't. Hey, man. Hey, look. What's time? It's almost dude. It's not time yet. But the only other thing about this episode was that Yaba's dad appeared out of fucking thin air, and he because they were eating dinner and shit. Narishiko's there, Yaba's other girl is there, his dad, the grandma, and they started talking about how it's an orb. So all right, so Onumaru's fucking spaceship is like out there in the air, in the sky, right?
Yeah.
And Yaba was saying like he needs to find a way to get up there. But now we know in the show that his dad knows about this ancient orb that some say will allow you to fly when it's inserted into your Rasengan or whatever the fuck Rasengan, whatever the fucking name is. So now the new quest is training and then ultimately capturing this orb, because the orb is a hard thing to capture. And now we know that Narishiko's dad actually has the map to this so-called orb. So yeah, man, this is the shit we're about to get cooked up on Yaba. And what's this, episode 12? Man, I know, man, they're gonna at least have to go to episode 24. They're at least gonna have to go to 24 episodes, man, because this ain't it. This ain't it, man.
I mean, I don't even know, because like I remember I didn't get to see his dad come in there. I seen them all collected at the table, and I'm like, oh damn, old girl lost the fight trying to win the dojo, and now she's part of the crew. So now we about to see her running around like Kojiro and shit. But I don't even know how I feel hearing about being another orb. Like I would have been fine with just those two, especially if you're just gonna use this orb just to fly. Because I remember they had that one little moment where I remember the bird's name. Yama turns to Shinosuke. She's like, all right, Snoke, fly me back up to the castle. And then I forgot who told Yami, he's like, yo, the castle's up too high. Snoke can't fly that
Yeah,
good. Like, you gotta try something
yeah,
else.
Mushu did.
But I'm like, dude's gonna come down eventually. Like, why are we acting like he's about to live up in the castle forever? Like, like I'm pretty sure he's got to come down for something.
Nah,
They
man.
just gotta train to be ready and then handle their business. Because like it seems weird. Like we already have a wind element weapon and a thunder element weapon. And you better add a flying element weapon. Wouldn't that be wind? Like I don't like that doesn't
This ain't
that doesn't
Avatar,
correlate
man.
with me, man.
This ain't Avatar, bro. Like people ain't airbending up, you know what I'm saying, to get to high places. Like this is not what they're doing, man. You actually need an air orb that in the universe of Yaba, man. Get a clue.
I think he needs to go find a Yadrat and then they just fucking instant transmission. Now we in there in the thick of it. Let's get the story back on and going. But, I don't know what to expect, man. I really don't, man. Hopefully, old girl becomes a better permanent party, or maybe both of them. They pick up their sword game and they actually become more of a contribution to the team. Whatever it comes down to, a army battle. Unlike how the last army, if you want to call that an army battle, was in the last episode. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't even get the purpose of like that doesn't make any more sense. So does that mean Coach Rose gonna be like, oh now I gotta get this orb too? So now he gotta go get the flying orb, and now he's gonna try to get the Raijin orb, and then
Nobody knows what the fuck Culture Roy's purpose is, man. He's just there now, and he's he's putting
he got the clear eyes.
he got the clear eyes. He's putting clear eyes on his red eyes since he's came back from the dead, bro. That shit is so funny,
Yeah.
man. You know what? They should have did that in Naruto. When everybody came back and you can tell by their eyes and shit. They should just put clear eyes in there, man, so they couldn't tell that they were. What kind of jutsu was that, Chris?
I don't fucking remember its full name.
Oh,
It was a
shit.
resurrection jutsu of some sort.
Yeah.
And I mean, it wasn't
man.
just their eyes. Also, they had like cracks on their skin and shit too.
Yeah, but you just cover that with clothes. But but yeah, man, I thought that was funny. He had the dry eyes, man. Like I was like, yo, this dude's a fool, man. But yeah, man.
I think everybody was hating on it too because he started pulling all the women again.
Yeah.
Man, but
What you guys
what
tell me?
would you rate this episode, man?
I'm gonna give it a only because I legit laughed, man. Like I legit laughed. I'm gonna give it a 5, man. I'm gonna give it a 5. I laughed, man. Like that shit had me laughing. And this episode is so stupid too, man. Like again, I was just laughing all over the place. Sometimes I was, laughing when I was supposed to, and other times I was just laughing because this episode was dumb. So it was mid. It was a mid episode.
Yeah, I give you that. I give you that. Granted, I didn't get to watch the whole thing in its entirety, but I got a good bit of snippets. I thought it was about to start off heavy because it starts off showing Animaru up on the castle and shit. I was like, okay. It's about to continue where it left off, and then it goes back down to Yaba, what he got going on, and they back to training, and then he ain't even really back to training because introducing a new challenger, and then now we just talking about her story and shit. Like, yeah. We'll see how the next episode goes, but we already know what happens.
Man, what's crazy is, man, I'm more interested in Yaba's dad, and just wanting to know, like, why is he like this, and then also too, like, why isn't his dad training him at all? I know he taught him some stuff out there in the jungle, but it's like, was his dad ever like a real good swordsman? And like, how does he have this information? Because he's the one who brought up the orb, right? It just makes you wonder, because he's a spitting image of his dad too, right? You know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't know, man. They just leave a lot to be wondered upon.
Dragon Ball Z pulled some heavy inspiration on that one. That's Bardock and Kakarot straight up right there. But
For sure.
old girl needs to step up too though, because her dad is I think both of them are renowned champions. Yaba's dad and old girl's dad. I want to say both of them like world champions, but she should be up there too.
Where's your dad at? Who's her dad?
Who's her dad? Remember the guy that was in the business suit with the suitcase, like episode 1? Yeah, episode 1 when they first got to the city.
I don't remember that. Yeah. So is that her grandma though? That was at the table. Yeah. That's her grandma. Nah, I think she was nice as fuck. That's who I think really nice.
Oh yeah. Didn't her and Mushi fight too when he first got back there?
Nah, they didn't fight.
Yeah. She need up her game too though. She should definitely be a pretty skilled and reliable character in the series. I don't know what much to really expect out of the series anymore, to be honest with you. Unless you just like slapstick stuff here and there. I mean, it's always got that for you. But yeah, she needs something better for the actual story and plot progression.
No, it's all good, man. Dandy Dan's coming back next week.
Well, it's like, man, it's a lot of stuff. I mean, we pretty much done now talking about everything, so we free balling now. But yeah, it's a lot of animes coming out next month.
Free balling.
Yes, sir. There's gonna be a lot of animes that we can talk about. We got Dan, we got Sakamoto Days, we got Kaiju number 8. That was another good one that came out.
Shield Hero.
Oh, we got Shield Hero season 4. I think season 4.
Season 3. Oh, season 4. Chris, have you ever read? Have you ever read Shield Hero?
Yeah, I read up to. There was the giant turtle they were fighting.
Yep.
And then it started. It was coming out like weekly, or at least every 2-3 weeks, and then suddenly the chapters were taking like 2 to 3 months or something like that. I think they went on hiatus or something, and honestly, I haven't read it since. I moved on to other stuff, and then ended up forgetting about it. Plus, it was really good at first. It was a lot of unfortunately, a lot of isekais do that where it's really good at first, but the longer it goes on, it just feels like they don't have a goal, and it just feels kind of like, oh, we'll just throw shit at them. But I don't know. I was getting to the point where I wasn't caring as much, so that's honestly probably one of the reasons why I never picked it back up.
I mean, that kind of sucks that it felt that way reading the manga too. Like the anime, it is the same, right? Season 1, that shit hits. Season 2, I don't know where they were aiming at, but it wasn't the same place it was aiming at with season 1.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good little drop off, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, a lot of isekais do that shit. Like they start off strong, but then it's like whoever's making it's like, I don't really know where to take this. And that's why I like ones like Reincarnated as a Slime, and you can tell that whoever is doing it, like they've got a goal in mind, like they got a story they want to tell, and they're working towards it. But there's others like Commonplace to World's Strongest, super awesome at first, becomes very weird very quickly.
Hey, I told Dap to check out Reincarnated as a Slime, man. Like in that show, man, it starts off kind of slow, but it's interesting. And then it just builds, man. It just keeps building. It's like keep going up in the layers and shit.
The water
all in a good way. Say what?
The water drop fight where he uses the water drops and dude, that whole scene is awesome.
Yeah. It's good, man. It's good.
Yeah.
But I think it's like 24 episodes a season or something like that. It's like a longer season, right?
I think so. I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit longer. Now, I mean, there are times where, it's just it's just a little happy-go-lucky kind of show a little bit at times, but shit gets crazy. Shit gets challenging for all the characters in the show. But to me, you know what? It always seemed like they just fucking level up somehow.
Yeah, honestly, it kind of does.
like that's the only knock about it. You're like, damn, all right.
Also, I know, like, I know some few friends who thought the newest season was kind of like bland.
Yeah,
because there's not really a lot that goes on. But to me personally, it's more like all about setup. Like you can tell it's setting up for something in the future.
Yeah, for sure.
But I don't know. Like I said, at least with Reincarnated as a Slime, you feel like there's a story that this person's like she whoever writes it. I don't know on that front. They're definitely working up towards something to tell us a full-on story. They're just not rambling around and throwing shit at the characters.
Right.
So, and another good
I agree
is that spider one.
Oh, you watched all of it? I'm a spider, so what?
Yes, that one. I always forget its title. It's awesome.
Yeah, I just started
How
watching
many
that.
seasons?
There's only one. There's only one, and there's only 12 episodes?
No, there's way
18?
I feel like there was like 24 episodes.
They might be. It's definitely not a lot. It's somewhere between, I'd say probably somewhere between 18 and 24. It's not a lot.
I'm a spider, so what? That's the name of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I might be slightly off on that, but it's very close to that.
It's something like that, but yeah.
Okay.
It's because it's supposed to be like, this person reincarnates as a spider. And
a monster spider. Not a regular spider.
Yeah, a monster spider.
Okay.
But it's honestly, like when I started it, I didn't have high hopes. Like I was just like, I got nothing else to watch. Let's turn it on. And then I was like, oh shit, this is good.
Yeah.
I like the funny, man. It brings the funny in it, and it's not necessarily lighthearted. Like it's gory. So I mean, you got that going for you. So I think I'm on episode 3 or 4 right now, but I'm enjoying it so far. It's funny. It's got, I wouldn't say it's action, but it's definitely combat going on. It's got its mystery in there. It's giving you more characters and tying in the lore, throwing you like some stuff like hinting like this is like the norm. Like it's interesting. It makes you want to figure out what's going on.
Agreed. Highly recommend.
For sure.
Any others?
I mean, I can't think of any other isekais. I was about to say Future Diaries, but I don't think that would be considered isekai. Nah, I wouldn't consider that isekai.
I don't think that is.
Right, Nikki?
There's the,
it's not isekai.
The Moonlight Fantasy one, isekai, that's pretty good. I like that one. I forget its full title. I just know Moonlight's in its name. But the funny thing that got me on that one is this dude basically gets like snatched, or he gets isekai to another world as a deal between two different gods, and then when he gets to the new world, the god he meets goes, "Oh, you're hideous," and fucking curses him and throws him away. And when I say she curses him, she makes it where he can't speak human language. He can only speak the monster language, and because he's hideous, as in he just looks like a normal fucking person, well, all the humans in this world are supposed to be like model level looks. So anytime they see him, they're like, "Oh, he's a monster."
But in reality, he's just butt ugly. That's my
stuff. Yeah. It's like, god damn, this place rude as fuck. But it has some pretty cool, like, honestly, it also runs into an issue that a lot of isekais do, where there's not a lot of battles until like the final couple episodes, and then the final couple episodes are awesome battles. It has that problem. The final battles are fucking badass as hell though, so take what you can get, I guess.
As long as it's got a good story, good plot, sure, I'll take it. Anything else y'all want to talk about? Or I get to throw a curveball.
God.
Nah, man. I thought you said you had something for us tonight.
Yeah,
All
the
right, all right.
curveball he's talking about.
We got one person. I'm gonna try to point this. Hopefully, this trial here. We are looking at it. So we got one person that's caught up on One Piece.
That's Jay.
That's
We got
definitely
one
me.
person over here. That's not how it is on my side. That's what I'm saying. Like that's
What?
we got one. We got one person over here that. We got one person that's watched One Piece and Dragon Ball. We got one person that's just watched Dragon Ball. Question I got for y'all:
Oh,
Who's winning?
absolutely not.
Oh,
Yes, who's
you're not
winning?
doing a
Bro?
human.
Yes,
What?
yes. Who's winning? Ultra Instinct Goku, Gear 5 Luffy. Who is winning?
I don't think their powers work. Like, in the sense that Luffy's literally bends the laws of reality with his newest gear. So like the powers just don't work together. Like I hate
Supposed
these.
to. That's a battle.
They're so stupid.
It's a battle. It's not supposed to. Man. It's not supposed to. I don't know what you mean by that.
Like, I mean, if you're like, I love Goku and everything, but yeah, like fucking Luffy bends reality. It'd probably be him. Like, for God's sake, he can make it where, you know, Goku punches him and he, instead of, you know, getting hurt when he hits the ground, he'll bounce back and punch him even harder. Like,
because isn't Luffy's new ability basically like a domain expansion? Anything within like a certain radius, he can control it and make it rubber.
it's whatever he touches.
Okay, but also whatever he touches, if it's touching something too, right? So like if the enemy's standing on the same ground that Luffy's on, he would turn rubber too.
No. It's whatever his will goes on to, from what I understand as well. Like it's both willpower based and then touch based. So like when that's why like if you hit him and then he's, you know, about to hit something else, he can, as soon as he starts to touch that, he just makes it bouncy.
Yeah.
And then also from what I've been like, I haven't seen Gear 5 too much. It hasn't been shown a whole lot, but the little bit that has been, like, as far as I can tell, basically while Goofy's in Gear 5, he doesn't lose unless you know, run down the clock. Like, that's it.
Okay.
As soon as the clock's up, like, if you can survive till that clock's up, you're good. But
okay.
But also then, you know, Ultra Instinct Goku is supposed to be, he reacts faster than, you know, he can think. It's just, you know, but I don't know. I've never really liked these whole who wins in a fight things. I think they're like, I saw one that was supposed to be like, who wins in a fight, Goku or Superman? And it's Superman who wins because he doesn't have a limit. And Goku's thing is always overcoming his limits. But since Superman doesn't have a limit, he wins, is usually how people do the argument or whatever. But, I mean, personally, I'm like, I want Goku to win because Goku's better.
Like I was saying, the only thing that Superman has now is that apparently he can bend reality too over some more. I don't know why the fuck you adding reality bending abilities to somebody that's supposed to be already invincible and shit. Like this, Superman's so fucking.
Yeah,
America did better.
All right. So number one, Goku's beating Superman, and that's not even a question, right? Because if you base it off the logic of Superman not having any limits and it's Goku who always surpassing his limits, that should kind of tell you the answer right there. If you're saying that Superman doesn't have any limits and you're saying that Superman is stronger than Goku, in the Dragon Ball series, 10 times out of 10, Goku overcomes the ability to beat the motherfucker who he can't beat in the beginning. So if you use that, no, I'm saying if you use it as an argument, saying that, well, you know, Goku has, you know, his thing is to overcome his limits. It's only so he could beat the motherfucker that he's fighting. So if you're gonna use it as an argument, then fucking Superman loses.
The problem is with Superman is since he doesn't have a limit, he's always holding back. So the moment
Oh
somebody
my fucking
overcomes
God.
their limits, he suddenly was holding back. I don't like it. I'm not
No,
saying
man.
this is like a good argument.
Trash.
I'm saying that's what he does. And
Trash,
it's what
man.
makes me despise him as a
Doesn't-
character.
Doesn't Superman usually go around saying like, "Hey, the sun is helping me out every now and then"? Like, doesn't he do that fight sometimes?
There's a comic where he like fucking meditates in a sun for 100 years
Yeah.
or something, and suddenly can punch planets out of the sky. Like, that's
I mean,
Superman.
Where I was getting at though, like I could see Superman in the middle of the fight being like, "I don't know what you're doing, Goku," or a Sun Kakarot, whatever you want to call him, but as long as that sun's there, I'm good. And then Goku's like, "Oh, the sun." You can just take him out somewhere else, like, and then as a stage transition, it's a new fight now. Like, it's just...
Bro, Superman's not winning, dog. And then secondly, let's talk about Luffy, right? Here's the thing.
yes.
Here's
Bro,
the thing about Luffy, man.
So we know you're telling the truth.
I seen. This is no cap. I seen Luffy's Gear 5 on several occasions, man, and I think I only seen it twice. Chris is right. It is a clock on it. He burns out. But if we're talking like actually, somebody getting a win off of this, you will have to convince me that Luffy can do something to Goku, if he can even touch him, right? Because I haven't seen Luffy move at any kind of tremendous speed. I haven't seen his ability to, and I'm talking about specifically his Gear 5 fights. Like, I have not watched all of, all the tape on Luffy, right? Or Luffy. But what I will say is the fights I saw with him going Gear 5, I didn't see anything that would make me say, oh shit, if he hits Goku with that, it's over. So with that being said, like, does he have a great defense because he can use his will to make anything fucking rubber? Okay. But also with that, I don't see any great offense that will cause me to say, like, damn, man, like, Goku don't want to be touched by that. If he can even touch him, because he has Ultra Instinct, which he moves and dodges just using his instinct in his body. So it's like, whatever.
Luffy, even before Gear 5, had a moment where he did this, like, bouncing around so quickly thing with one of the enemies he was fighting. The thing is now with Gear 5, he can do that to the air itself with his the way the fucking Gear 5 works. So he can do that, I guess, strategy or technique or whatever words you want to use for that anywhere. I will say this, we don't really have enough information with Gear 5 because in Gear 5, we haven't seen Luffy really try in a fight yet.
Yeah.
Because even when he goes up against Kaido, which is the only real time I've seen him use Gear 5 is during
Is that like the Tiger dude?
No, Kaido was the dragon.
Okay,
Big ass fucking dragon.
Yeah.
He like that whole time he's just laughing and having fun in the fight, which I know is supposed to be part of him being in Gear 5 is he feels so free that he just can't hold his joy in.
Joy boy.
Yeah. But like I'm waiting for a moment where we get to see like Gear 5 Luffy like really fight before I can really judge it. It's kind of like the first time you get shown Gear 4 with his, big ass fucking muscles and shit. Like, you don't really get to see how cool it is until later on.
I mean, well, here's the question too. Gear 1, Gear 2, Gear 3, Gear 4. Is any of these versions beating Goku at any point?
I mean, again, because these whole power shit works different. Like, I don't know how well Ki or Kai or whatever it is works on Luffy, because we don't know how like Goku's fucking energy attacks are going to work on Luffy. But then also at the same time, we don't know how Luffy's black hockey is going to work on Goku. Will that hit hard enough?
Well, honestly, we kind of do, right? Because like if we use the same, if we're using the same base off of that, because we see it with the God of Destruction, we see it with Toppo, and we seen Vegeta break through that, right? So if we use those examples, then there should be no problem for the big dog Goku. So
I mean, he never really. I mean, he fought Beerus, so okay, I give you that. He fought.
I'm just saying,
I mean,
man.
He didn't fight Beerus when he was using Hokkaido.
But I'm saying, if you're telling me, I mean, I don't know, I can't judge Toppo's Hakai, but if you're telling me Vegeta can break through it, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Goku can too. All right. All right.
Nah, you can't do that. Don't be comparing Goku to Vegeta. Vegeta goes through and he makes sure that he perfects his stuff, man. He makes sure he perfects his craft.
Look, listen. We already got one fighter in that universe who can do it. So what I'm saying is, again, I don't see anything that suggests that, Luffy has something in his arsenal that can fucking defeat Goku.
I'm saying Gear 5 gives him a shot. That I don't.
It gives him a shot.
Sure, but again, I can't I don't even. The thing is too, like, I don't even know if Haki would make it where Luffy could be able to even hurt Goku. Because at this point, like, Goku, if he gets punched with a normal fist, no matter how much speed's behind it or whatever, like, what's it gonna actually do to him? Like,
I mean, you got Krillin. Krillin was putting the work on Goku. I mean, I think Luffy, he got something.
Who?
Get the fuck out of
here. We can at least say that much.
What was it?
He said Krillin. He said Krillin.
Yes. When Krillin and Goku was brawling, or sparring, when it was sparring for the tournament. Yeah, Goku made it seem like Krillin was doing all this extra cool stuff.
I mean, we also have to think, the strength levels of the characters in One Piece 2 is fucking weird as hell. Like, you've seen, Zoro seem to be able to fucking deadlift fucking mountains at this point. It seems like half the time. So, and we know Luffy is stronger than him. And so, I don't even know technically where, what Luffy's actual strength is before he even goes into a gear, because it's the whole thing that made me love One Piece is it's more whimsical. It's more like fantasy and just kind of being weird and out there. That's one of the things I love about it. Whereas, at the end of the day, Dragon Ball Z is a martial arts anime. Like, it's meant to have, yes, it's fantasy elements and it's definitely not real, but it's meant to have that small sliver of realism in there, whereas One Piece is not.
So you're telling me devil fruit doesn't really exist?
No, I'm sorry to break your heart, Jay. It doesn't exist.
Damn it.
But hey, I mean, at least you'll always be able to swim. Like,
that's facts.
Which always was such a weird, yes, you get powers, but no more swimming.
I mean, it's just the ocean water, right? Any other body.
Ocean water is supposed to make it where they, it drains their power. So, it basically makes them weak as fuck. But from what I've grasped, any water makes it they can't swim in. It just apparently immediately makes it where you can't swim. No, they definitely can drink water, because, there's the desert arc, and Luffy multiple times complains about being thirsty.
He did. That's how he took out. Well, that's how he tried to take out Crocodile, because he had the whole water squirter. Oh no, he had the barrel on his back so he could get water out of it and shoot it at.
Yeah, he tried that, but then he eventually had to use blood.
Yeah, which was dope shit. That was
that whole fight. I love that fight.
So pretty much we agreeing that Luffy got it. All right.
And they brought
and-
Crocodile back. Like he's a
Fucking
fan
crazy,
favorite.
man.
They brought him back.
And you know what, man? Let's not even throw Ichigo into the fray. But
Oh my goodness. We wouldn't do
It'd
that. We're not
it'd
trying to waste time. Like we
then
gotta
it'd be
make a
fucking
new
game
viewers.
over. Then it'd be game over, man. You know what I'm
I mean,
saying?
they can't even fucking see him. Apparently, I mean, he's a Soul Reaper.
Exactly. Exactly.
I mean, honestly,
His
it's because he's not on the same
alone is
bracket
over.
as them. That's why they can't see him. He can fight Yaba though. Yaba got him.
Yaba got him. You know what? I'm just gonna bring the fucking Ghostbusters in. They'll fucking win.
Oh shit, that's a good one.
Fucking Ghostbusters. Yeah, man.
That's a good one, bro. Is that gonna be the last arc of Bleach after they take out the Quincy?
I know one thing. Zoro's getting fucked up if fucking Ichigo come on the scene. He's gonna get fucked up first because he's gonna be like, what the fuck you doing all those swords, man? Like, get that shit out of here.
That would be a good fight. I would want to see that.
No, you wouldn't, man. No, you wouldn't, man.
I would.
No, you wouldn't, man.
I mean, you don't want to.
It'd be game over, man.
Are we talking about just from powers or just swordsmanship? Because we're going swordsmanship. I'm going Zoro.
Oh yeah. I'm going Zoro all the way to swordsmanship. Yeah.
Like,
Ichigo just swinging shit.
Yeah. Ichigo was given a big knife because he doesn't know anything about swords.
Yeah, I want to give you on that. Like, Zoro actually trained in swordsmanship. Like, he goes through that shit. Like, that's his whole goal. Is that one of his friends couldn't make it, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna be the top dog. Like, that's his whole shit. Ichigo just trying to save.
Well, you know what? That's a little unfair, man. Because honestly, I would have to pick one of the captains if we're talking about best swordsmanship. Only because, what you laughing at? What you laughing at, Black Love by Design? Thank you for commenting. I would have to pick one of the captains, and here's why, real quick. Because in the Soul Society, these captains, they train for thousands and thousands of years, right? And it's in. What I'm about to say, man? Fuck you. Like,
I know which Soul Reaper you about to say. I'm pretty sure I know which one you're gonna say. I can't remember his name though.
You don't, because I wasn't gonna say one. But all I'm saying is that I would have to pick one of the captains in the Soul Society because that's a little unfair to Ichigo because he is a substitute Soul Reaper. And honestly,
that's unfair to fucking Zoro. Zoro only has one lifespan to train.
No, yeah, I mean, yes, but still, we're talking about swordsmanship, right? We're not talking about like powers or power scaling or power levels. We're just talking about pure swordsmanship. Ichigo had to skip a lot of that shit. He learned Bankai in like a year, which is unheard of. You know what I'm saying? So
Zoro motherfucker can use 3 swords.
That don't make you nice though.
Shit.
Like this motherfucker was like, you know what? 1 sword, not enough. 2 swords, still not enough. I'm gonna put one in my goddamn mouth.
That don't make you extra nice.
It do for him, man. It do for him.
Yeah, man. Well, hey, Dab, you gonna wrap us up, man?
You ain't trying to kill it off for the next 6 minutes?
Nah, because we got an outro that we got to do.
It's not 6 minutes. All right, man. You got any last words?
Luffy all day, every day.
Okay.
Shout out Goku. Shout out Goku. Shout out Ichigo. Shout out all Soul Reapers out there. And also too, man, special shout out to the X tonight. Thank you for all the viewers. I know y'all be peeping in here. Hey, don't be scared, man. Drop some comments in here. Let us know. Let us know if y'all disagree with what Dap's talking about. He says a lot of crazy shit up here. It's okay. Just come up here and be like, yo, that's crazy. Just let us know. Just let us know. All right, man. Go ahead.
I'm sorry y'all had to hear all that. Just disregard all of that. But no, not the X part. Appreciate y'all that's viewing from X. We'll include that. But yeah, for real though, we live Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, X. That's where y'all viewing from. Anywhere y'all viewing from. Even if you don't view us live, you viewing us after it's live. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you for having us. I'm down. Got Fry the Manga guy. Jay Summer.
Pointed the wrong way again.
We got that's literally how it is on my screen, man. Like it's weird. It's weird that it's straight on y'all but not on mine. I get confused. Both of them got beards, man. They look alike. I'm sorry. I get them mixed up. Hey, man, it was great. It was great chatting with y'all. We'll catch y'all on the next episode of Where's My Anime?
Till next time, everybody. Peace.
Appreciate it, everybody. And that's a wrap. Thank you for watching another episode of Where's My Anime.
Great appreciation to those who liked, subscribed, and viewed today's episode.
If you agree with what I said today or disagree with what Dab had to say, please drop it in the comment section. We will reply. And as always, I'm your boy Jay Sama.
And I'm down. We'll catch you on the next season, the next episode of Where's My Anime?
You heard?